Let me sit back. Okay, today I'm here to talk about the facts behind the ongoing CRA formula, and I want to disclose some of the facts that to me I think they are behind this formula. And but by the way, guys, I would urge you, please can you first subscribe to my channel so that you can empower me and I can be able to grow. So today I want to look deep into this CRA that was stated in the Senate by the majority whip, who is the Senator from Murang'a, Irungu Kang'ata. And if you try to look some of the facts inside this and the people who are supporting this, you find that these are the goons mostly in the central Kenya, and that they are trying to lie to us that this thing that they are supporting to come to pass is something that is going to cater for the common mwananchi. But to me, I kind of try to think how will a common mwananchi be supported by this, because these people, they are trying to get the people they are serving. They deserve more developments, and that's why they are trying to say that these people can be given more money. But deep down, you find that the money that we reach to a common mwananchi to get development like road, the hospitals that is cater for the healthcare, especially this time when there is this COVID virus. The person, the common manager will be able to get nothing. These goons, they loot almost everything from us. If you look at what is going on the kazi mtaani, some people have just decided because a youth does not deserve money, they just take that money. The person who has done the most work is the youth who have been going there, cleaning those streets and doing so many other tough tasks of society there, so that because even this one I have come to realize, even so-called slave queens, they are just there. They are doing this work. The economy is very tough. And now some people are up there in the parliament, the Senate. This thing, we must support it. It has come to pass so that a common man can. Is it better that money it is taken to Ajia and Moyale there and Garissa, other than going up to the people a few individuals? And the people of Central where is the most Kikuyu by them, and these Kikuyus, they loot. So they love money, and there is no way you can convince me that a Kikuyu will leave some money just that way and take it to development. Because you see, most of these people who are supporting this thing, they are associated with the person in this country who is very known of politics. This person, I don't want to disclose his name because everyone knows him, and they try to think that deeply. If they're sure that this money will help us, because to me, I don't support it. I think that if you try to give this money according to the amount of people that are there in a respective country, that is the marginalized areas, we are subjecting them to become more marginalized, and they become more vulnerable than they are today. Because if you look at these counties of Kiambu, Murang'a, Nakuru, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kiambu, these countries, they have so many Kikuyus, and in this country, Kikuyus are the ones who have entrepreneurship minds. They have so many businesses that they can be able to pay for tax, to even stand for their own country. But if you look at the country like Wajir, there's no business there. It's just only a piece of land, bare land, and then we are trying to think that we can eliminate them from this country. It's just this, like Mr. Renko says, we are trying to divide our people, sure. And if I were asked, me personally, I would say that all the people make this thing to come to fail. Because I personally, I don't see any way that this thing is supporting a common man. I know in this nation, especially we Igbos, we are not represented by anyone. And those people that they are saying that they are going to appoint someone who is about 35 years to represent for you. How sure is that should a person who is like 25 or 28 years come and represent our people in this country? So I don't think this thing will benefit any person, because this country is like it is having some people, and I would again ask the president to talk about this thing, because if we assume this country is a family and the father is not making a decision, and then the sons are fighting, should we take our brother to pay dowry, or should we not take him? See, the people are fighting like that, and if the father does not come out and talk, you are subjecting your sons to fight for this man. And now, to me, I would kind of urge the president to come out and take up some issues, talk about this matter. Don't fear. If you will say no and then it come to pass, sometimes I think the decisions, because whenever you are leader and you make a decision, so you know that so many people tend to follow you. Like, see the way Reverend Odinga has come out and spoken about it, and saying, come to it in a win-win situation, just as like Sakaja is saying, oh, probably we can come out again and say mtu yangu ya mikono Ruto alisema hii maneno, and then we again see the unity of this nation, because right now we are probably expecting that we are not together, we are not in one trajectory with the DP. So you can see the words as he said on behalf of the head of Jubilee, but because after you as a head, the other person just next to you, the DP Ruto, who can make a decision about this nation. So let you not be confusing us that we are catering for us. We know you are a goose and have so many things you are doing in this country, chini ya maji, and you are not benefiting a common man. It's to me that I urge you be patient and you don't support these things. I'm not a member of parliament. If in Kiambu, where I come from, and I know there are some people who came from Moyale, Wajir, and Marsabit, they work there, but because of the tensions that could come up with the elections, they did not just vote for the person in that area, but they came from Moyale and came to vote in Kiambu so that they can vote for the senator to represent them. So these decisions you are making and doing, can you know that you are making a decision that will support everyone in this country? So doing something so that you can cater yourself, or the people who are, that is, you are being opportunistic, that I am supporting the people of Kiambu because those people, they elected me, sure. And as another person who came from Yala to come and elect you that day, now we are here saying it because of, I stay in Kiambu, people are from Kiambu, I just support this thing because I'm gaining. And what about that person who still elected you and the person is losing? You'll be subjecting those marginalized areas to a burden, and they start calling us for a run so that they can be able to meet their budgets of the fiscal budgets of the year. So I don't think this thing is something that we can uphold. Even if you are saying that we are giving the counties 3 years so that they can recover, to me, I don't think they will ever recover if we come to support this thing, because I don't know, this thing has a lot of facts, because it has even brought another thing to it, that is the BBI, something that is just made to cater for some people, and you can find that many people who are supporting this thing, they are still supporting BBI. Why? So you'd find that this is something called if you support us, we will support you. If you support us in this whatever the CRA formula, and we will support you in the BBI. But to me, I don't think that's the right. How does BBI help a common man? How does this CRA help? Yes, you're trying to pretend that it's bringing money to the people, and you still know that some money is still not dispersed, and it remains here in the treasury, and the money is allocated to the counties already. So let's not try to be hypocritical to the people who elected. Let's serve and purpose to serve the people of this Kenya, not to serve our interests. Because me, these things I don't have facts. At this time, some people are still struggling with this pandemic, and some students who they have laid their own hope in education. Now they are at home, and some have not done exams. And instead of us, you see, like we had some billions of money being invested in BBI, but no one has come out to see that this is the money we have located with different institutions of education, so that they can be able to proceed and go on to their education. But if they are supposed to come out with making the public aware, creating public awareness about this CRA formula, we could have got some millions of money being dispersed to cater for this project. But so far, so forth, we have education and the institutions that education has supported this country and is the key pillar to this country. Because even if you look at so many people who even make decisions in parliament, these are the intellectuals that we have in these countries. If you can take, for instance, take Mr. Orengo, the senator for Siaya, this person is an intellect. Have others saying like Professor Kidiki, Kidore Kidiki, Professor Margaret Kam. These are the people who have education, and if we are trying, we don't get even for education this time. You see, I try sometimes to confuse my mind that if we could have been in school right now, we could have been developing the education sector in this country. Even at this time, probably we could have got the cure to this virus, because whenever we are at school, we try and find that I am meeting some different students, and these students still come and try, and we exchange ideas, and we could have probably come up with so there are so many procedures that can be taken to ensure that this country has continue to develop. Because me, what I believe the prime factor to this country is education. If we kill education, we cannot be able to go ahead. The process of running this country and if My person like even Uhuru can be. I know the people who usually advise us in this, the people who are doctors, who are PhDs. So these are people who make decisions. So again, okay, I'm trying to divert from my topic. My topic was about revenue. I don't know why this thing of education has come to my mind, but it's a logic, by the way. So this thing they are thinking they can fool us with, and I can urge, the problem came in that the president were not speaking. You know your stand. Where do you stand right now? Am I supporting it? Am I opposing it? I know it's very hard to oppose it, but because you know we see like you are letting down some of the people who you put into power just the other day, and when you remove the Kihikan and the Murkomen from their seats, and I know if it was Murkomen who had this thing, and finally I know the decision that Murkomen has is the one that will finally come to be. Because I know he can convince his whatever his members from his side of Jubilee, and maybe that's why he said, Mr. Speaker, can we give this thing one more time? We give it one more time. Maybe you can try to go and convince these fellow counterparts. Maybe can we come and say no to this thing? But unfortunately, Poghisio and the Kangatas, we want to see you because you are the one who have been trusted with these possessions by your leader of the party. And so we want to see what will be your decision towards this. We are waiting much forward as Kenyans to see how you can take, and I'm sure if you will not be able to convince this thing, even BBI will let it come to pass, and you clearly know that this thing is not benefiting a common humanity. The problem we have in this country, we have people, more of our political leaders that we have in this country, they are people who are led by their interests. Me, myself, I can't support something that is not coming to benefit me personally. And that's the problem we basically have. We should be going to look at matters of the nation, not our interest. I am making a decision to support this because my people of Kiambu are gaining, my people of Nyandarua are gaining, my people of Nakuru are gaining. And me, I'm opposing it because the people of Wajir are losing, because the people of Moyale are losing, the people of Garissa are losing. That is being some people who are led by personal interest. But if we are led by the interest of serving this nation, we should, because I don't think that any person from those countries that are losing who is gaining. What does that mean? These people are all, that I'm very definitely, the people from all these countries that are losing, these are people who are, their interests are personal. We are only representing the people. You could have someone standing out and say, in my country, we are losing, and I support this thing. That's the time we could know that this nation, we have it, because you are letting what you have, you are letting it go. I know you have the knowledge, the Solomon lives, and there was two wives who were fighting over a child. The one says mine is mine, and the other one saying if it is hers, instead of cutting the child into two, just let it go. We have such leaders in this country. Someone who is saying just let it go, because it's true. We as this particular country in this nation, we don't contribute much to GDP, and I'm letting it go. Let the countries that Kiambu and the rest that are constructing playing a high input role to this country, let them gain that money and let this equalization fund, let it go. That's the time we could know that surely in this country we have it. But now what we have now is that the people who are losing, no one is coming out to say, surely me, I'm not. In this case, I just let it go. And we find all of them in Machakos, in Makueni. They are coming together to say, we will not accept this thing. Why, unfortunately? Yeah, I agree. In Machakos, like there are some parts that around here, in JKIA and those areas, like up to the river there, the side of Nairobi. Here, these are developments. Other forests we went to Mombasa that are very dry. So this, let us not try to convince that this thing we are doing it for the people of Kenya. Yes. We are not to that level, my friends. We are doing this to serve our interest first, and I know that I can bear that true. And the people in this country are to that mostly that we cannot do something that is not supporting us. And if I come here in this nation and I stand up today as a youth and say I'm representing the youth and say how are the youth benefiting from this CRA formula, that I will be told that I shall be in these countries and this money will be dispersed in the counties. The youth will be allocated a certain amount of money, of which even out all of this money will be dispersed to the counties. A county may be allocated like 10 billion, and only the money that we reach there is 5 billion. The rest is means the treasury. I don't know where you take this money in the treasury. So even we may, some of these leaders, guys, it's not all of them that who want to loot the money from the citizens, but there are some cocoons that want to take this money from our people. And these people are the ones who wake up very early in the morning. A person who Friday at 6 has opened his kiosk somewhere in these countries. You find a person who's in business. Some people go up late nights. Others are risking themselves in these curfew hours so that they make sure that the country benefits. But while at the same time there are so other people who are very busy trying to loot what this country has. They want to take, instead of building what is there already in our country, they want to loot everything and keep it to us. I'm sure this country, there are some people who can want to take it, and that's why some of them, they have very economy to support this thing they come to pass so that they can ensure that their pockets are enough. Admit, don't fear. We have so many of them in this country. That you see, if you look, you travel a country all over this country, most of the roads as we have in this country, we have MCs. We know the seats that maybe a young person in this country can acquire the seat of an MC. They think, I don't think the youngest senator in this country, I'm not sure his age, and let us be calling things the way they are. Let us not be hiding things and they are pretending and telling us this country we are advocating that the CRA comes to pass so that we stop allocating money to pieces of land. That's like you are buying land there when you're allocating moment, but this is equalization fund. Because what I know, if you don't subject money to the equalization fund to those countries, how will a country run? They want a hospital, they want market, they want roads. These people, they are high demand, very, very, very high demand of water. And how will these people get, if today with that equalization fund, they cannot be able to meet the requirements for a common person, and then what will it happen when this person is not having this equalization fund? I can want the Senator Kamata to tell me that question. How will this come? If right now with the equalization fund they look like that, the way they are, how will they look when there is no equalization fund? No, don't try to look like because I am born where there are a lot of money. My father is very rich, my mother is very rich, my family we are known of businesses that there's a whole life is everywhere. That is not the way life is, Mr. Kanatra. Know that this country is for all of us. Anyone in this country has and whenever you are elected somebody, you are elected to serve the people of this country, not the people who elected you. But when you see that in my county, Muranga, there are whatever kind of number of people, and then we should be allocating money according to the number of people that are there in the country. What about those people in Garissa and the rest of the countries where we find that the person is here and then the number of people is very few and yet they are not being able to get adequate facilities. These people, they walk about 10 kilometers to get one. Instead of, I think even we should be advocating to give them more money, not to reduce them, because of the businesses that or the tax that the county government like Kiambu collects, it can start by itself. The people there, they have some, even the people, they have something in their pocket, like if it's a health facility, yeah, well, we have some few, but the others, most of them will be able to go and take care of themselves in the private hospitals. So if I come to a person like Wajir, where will that person go? Well, it's very rare for such a person in Wajir, the rest go to the hospital, but there in few cases they go to the hospital. And if Kiambu, you can drill, you can get water, just people digging a well, but in Turkana, you have to dig with a borehole source to get water. So let's not try to convince the people that this thing is helping a common man. And we want equity. We want equality among our people. We want a nation, not different segments called counties in this nation. We want people to show their esteemed love towards the citizens of this nation, not people to just sit down and start saying that I'm going and I'm supporting this thing because I know what I know. After this thing, the way it will come to pass or fail. Now a fire will light somewhere about the BBI. And some of these people now will be burning inside. Wacha hii kitu ikuja tuagushe bana. Because, and of course, one of them from the words that he said another day is Kangata, who said if their friends don't support them in this issue, then they forget about baby. That he will be horrified. And now we want to see whether that time you'll be able to convince the people on your side not to support this thing. Because you are put there so that this thing will come to pass. So will you now, if you are not your own emotion, you are not being able to convince your fellow members in Jubilee Party to come here, will you be able to convince them and to support them? Yes, and that is something whoever appointed you there is a majority who should look at. If you are not able to convince your fellow members to support your own motion, will you be able to support them so that this BBI comes to pass? Sometimes they have to try to look at the logic of the matter. If you are failing to maintain a probox, when you are given a bid, you will be able. Because this thing is not all about this, the whole of this nation. This CRA is about the several countries that are gaining. But what about those that will be losing? No, you have to look at that in this matter such a perspective, because You see this thing, and you say that even the former Prime Minister and his party has come to talk on behalf of his party on a win-win situation, because he truly believes this BBI will trust. If he himself cannot support you and you are pulled to support his BBI, my friend, you are on fire. Just know that you are on fire. And maybe we can come up with something you feel here, then we take another person. I wish those days that we have very ideologistic political leaders in this sense. Like kina Murko, like Professor Kithure Kindiki. These are the people who knew it. It's not time to come now to tell us because I have broken not in good relationship with my wife. I should now start separating the child, those who are named on the mother's side, those who are named on the father. That's what the president did. When he knew his relationship with the DP is not very perfect, the allies of Deputy Ruto, he started to cut them off from the leadership and the positions they held in this country. I know you are a Kikuyu, Mr. President, and you know that the name of the children in Kikuyu. Don't do that. Let's reconcile. And if you want this nation and things to go well, I'm not advocating that these people should come to power again, but let's call the matters the way they are. And this nation is for all of us. This nation will require one another. This nation is not about who is there for me and who is not there. The one who is there with you now might not be there with you always. Tomorrow might wake up and find he is gone. Let's look forward to a nation of integration. A nation where you have leaders with integrity. And a nation where we have people who can be able to see, who are futuristic and not the people who are after, who is behind me. I'm not trying to look as we are doing things. Let's not be hypocritical to this nation. Yeah, that's my word. And again, I'm going to tell you again, can you remember subscribe to this channel? I kindly plead with you, just subscribe to it. I can grow and can be able to be reaching some more people. Yeah, that's my words. And let's look to this nation that we are building. Let's build a nation like we are building a house. Let's not build a nation like we are building what do we call it? Kitchen cage, because this is for all of us in this country.